Wetlands are a valuable and crucial part of the world's ecosystem. I'm walking through a wetland north of Seattle right now. Think of wetlands as a giant sponge slowly absorbing water and releasing it when necessary. The sponge-like quality of wetlands allows them to return the water to the ground during dry periods. Wetlands also slow down the water's momentum as it travels to the ocean or the river, and less momentum means less soil erosion. Because wetlands slow the flow of water down, they're also able to filtrate the water. Without that momentum, the water travels around plants and vegetation more slowly. As a result, any suspended sediment drops out of the flow. This natural cleansing helps to keep pollution, toxins, and nutrients out of the water system. This is good for all of us. Water overloaded with nutrients is susceptible to algae bloom, which can be really destructive to plant and animal life. Wetlands are similar to rainforests in the amount of species they can support, so it's no surprise they attract nature photographers and wildlife enthusiasts. The abundant vegetation and shallow water levels in wetlands provide a home for many species of plants and animals. What types of animals thrive in a wetland depends on the type of wetland, but you might find muskrats, beavers, moose, raccoons, bobcats, swamp rabbits, and white-tailed deer. Wetland birds would be bald eagles, ospreys, hawks, egrets, herons, and kingfishers. Some of the more familiar fish and shellfish depends on wetlands for survival, including flounder, sea trout, striped bass, shrimp, oysters, clams, and blue and Dungeness crab. As many species of birds rely on wetlands for breeding or nesting grounds, including ducks, geese, woodpeckers, hawks, and wading birds. In this wetland near Seattle, it's not unusual to see a red-winged blackbird who inhabit the reeds. And wetlands aren't just nice to look at, they also protect against floods. Like your car's brakes, a wetland will halt the velocity of floodwaters and help to disperse the excess water. Undisturbed wetlands can store up to 60 days of floodwater. When coastal wetlands are lost, it leads to weakened storm buffers. Wetlands can also act as a buffer against colder temperatures. As farmland has replaced wetlands, crops have become more susceptible to frost, even in places like South Florida. Wetlands give an abundance of benefits and are the industrial workhorse of the natural world. You can see the reeds straight through there, standing tall with the brown tassel on the top. Often you'll see the red-winged blackbirds hanging out there. And of course, this particular area has some giant weeping willow trees, which are a species of tree that need lots of water. So this is the perfect environment for weeping willows. I'm going over to the other side where the stream is visible, Lyons Creek, which is a salmon stream, and by that I mean it is a creek that has a drainage to the ocean where the salmon can swim upstream and spawn, and so this is an upstream area. It's a very small creek or stream, but it's exactly the type of cold water upstream shallow area that salmon need in order for them to spawn. So we're going over to the other side. This is a beautiful day for looking at this particular wetland because it's sunny out but not too hot, so it's the perfect time to walk through the area and really be able to see everything with good lighting. And you can see a wide variety of plants here. There's some more cattails, really tall ones. These are about 6 or 7 feet tall. It's a little warm out, so the birds are probably hanging out up in the taller trees where it's maybe shady and cool. Here is the close-up view of the reeds, the reed patch we saw from a distance from the other angle. You can see they're quite large over here. This is all swampy soil down below. Some other water-loving trees. And here's Lyons Creek, which is shaded with some big overgrowth. But it's a beautiful little stream here in the wetlands. So that will be the end of this segment on the local wetlands right here north of Seattle. There will be more coming up. Wetlands are extremely important to our health and to preserving things that sustain life in a busy area. This is a working class neighborhood. It's sandwiched right between two houses, and if this was not a state protected wetland, the developers most likely would have built something here, which would have been tragic.